Introduction. Unlocking the hidden power of social intelligence. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers and instantly knowing who to trust, who is holding back, or who might need your support. Picture yourself effortlessly navigating conversations, reading subtle signals beneath the surface, and responding in ways that make others feel truly understood. This is the power of social intelligence and an often overlooked skill that can transform every aspect of your life. We live in a world where how well you connect with others can be as important, if not more so, than what you know. Whether you're climbing the career ladder, building lasting friendships, leading a team, or simply navigating daily interactions, your ability to read people and respond effectively can open doors and create opportunities that intelligence alone cannot. Social intelligence isn't about manipulation or tricks. It's about genuine understanding, empathy, and mastering the unspoken language of human connection. It's about tuning in to the subtle dance of body language, tone, and emotion that defines our interactions. And the good news? Like any skill, social intelligence can be learned, practiced, and mastered. In this audiobook, you'll discover the science and art behind social intelligence, from reading micro-expressions and decoding emotions to mastering conversations and influencing. Without manipulation, each chapter is packed with practical strategies, real-world examples, and exercises designed to help you instantly read people and respond like a pro. Whether you're an introvert wanting to improve your social skills, a leader seeking to inspire your team, or someone simply craving deeper, more meaningful connections, this book will equip you with the tools to navigate any social situation with confidence and grace. Get ready to unlock the hidden power of social intelligence and transform the way you connect with the world around you. Chapter 1. The power of social intelligence. When we think about intelligence, most people immediately picture IQ, the ability to solve math problems, analyze data, or memorize facts. But in the real world, success depends on much more than raw brain power. Emotional intelligence, and more specifically social intelligence, plays a crucial role in how we connect, communicate, and influence others. What is social intelligence? Social intelligence is the ability to understand and manage interpersonal relationships effectively. It's about perceiving others' emotions, intentions, and behaviors, often before they speak, and responding in a way that fosters connection and understanding. It's the subtle skill of reading the unspoken language of humans: body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, and social cues. While IQ measures cognitive abilities and emotional intelligence, EQ, focuses on recognizing and managing your own emotions, social intelligence combines both with a keen awareness of others. It's the skill that helps you navigate social settings, build trust, and influence outcomes positively. Why social intelligence matters. More than ever in today's hyper-connected world, the ability to read and respond to people effectively is a superpower. Think about your daily life, from professional meetings to casual conversations, from networking events to family dinners. Every interaction involves unspoken signals and emotional undercurrents. The people who succeed are often those who notice these cues and adapt their behavior accordingly. Research shows that social intelligence is linked to leadership effectiveness, better teamwork, and stronger personal relationships. People with high social intelligence are more empathetic, better communicators, and more adept at resolving conflicts. They're also more likely to be trusted and respected. The science behind social perception. At its core, social intelligence taps into our brain's natural wiring for social connection. Humans are wired to read faces and body language. The amygdala, a small structure in the brain, helps us quickly assess whether someone is friend or foe by processing emotional signals. Mirror neurons enable us to intuitively understand others' feelings by mirroring their expressions in our own brains. However, these natural abilities aren't flawless. We can misread signals, jump to conclusions, or let biases cloud our judgment. That's why deliberate learning and practice are essential. By sharpening your social intelligence, you train your brain to pick up on subtleties, interpret context, and respond in ways that foster positive connections. Real life. Benefits of mastering social intelligence. Imagine closing a business deal because you sensed hesitation and addressed concerns before they were voiced. Defusing a tense argument by recognizing frustration in someone's body language and shifting your tone to calm the situation. Making a new friend because you mirrored their posture and tone, making them feel instantly comfortable. Leading a team effectively by reading the group's mood and adapting your message to inspire and motivate. Social intelligence is the key to all of these outcomes. It empowers you to influence without manipulation, to connect without pretense, and to respond with confidence and authenticity. Practice makes mastery. Like any skill, social intelligence requires attention and practice. Over the coming chapters, you'll learn practical tools and exercises to develop your ability to read people instantly and respond like a pro. You'll gain insights into body language, listening techniques, emotional cues, and much more. By the end of this journey, you won't just be better at understanding others, you'll transform the quality of your relationships, your career, and your life. Chapter 2. Reading Body Language. Like a pro long before we learned to speak, we communicated with our bodies. A raised eyebrow, a turned shoulder, or a clenched jaw, these small movements often say more than words ever could. In fact, research shows that over 70% of communication is nonverbal. If you want to truly master social intelligence, learning to read body language is essential. The unspoken language of the human body. Every person you interact with is constantly broadcasting subtle messages through their posture, gestures, facial expressions, and eye movements. Whether they feel comfortable or threatened, open or closed off, excited or indifferent, their body will reveal it, even if their words don't. Reading body language is about tuning into those silent signals. It's not just about noticing a crossed arm or a smile. It's about recognizing the context, clusters of behaviors and changes in baseline behavior to accurately interpret what's going on inside someone's mind. Key elements of body language. 1. Posture. Posture reveals confidence, comfort, and openness. Someone standing tall with shoulders back and head held high is often projecting confidence. Conversely, slumped shoulders and a downward gaze may indicate insecurity or discomfort. Pay attention to open posture. Arms relaxed at the sides, chest open, facing you directly. Signs of receptiveness. Closed posture. Arms crossed, body turned away, head down. Signs of defensiveness, resistance, or disinterest. Facial expressions. The face is a window to our emotions. While people can fake smiles or neutral expressions, micro-expressions, those brief involuntary facial movements, often reveal the truth. Watch for genuine smiles. Involve the eyes, crow's feet, not just the mouth. Tight lips or clenched jaw may suggest frustration or holding something back. Eyebrow movements. Raised eyebrows may indicate surprise, curiosity, or disbelief. Furrowed brows can signal anger or confusion. Eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful nonverbal cues. Too little can seem evasive or insecure. Too much can feel aggressive or intrusive. The right amount builds connection, trust, and rapport. Consider steady but relaxed eye contact. Shows confidence and attentiveness. Avoiding eye contact can suggest discomfort, guilt, or shyness. Blink rate and pupil dilation. Rapid blinking may indicate stress, while dilated pupils often suggest interest or attraction. Gestures reinforce what we say and add emotional weight. They can be intentional, like pointing, or subconscious, like fidgeting. Look for open gestures. Palms up, open arms often signal honesty and openness. Closed or hidden hands may signal secrecy or defensiveness. Fidgeting or repetitive movements often linked to nervousness or impatience. Proximity and touch. How close someone stands or whether they touch you during a conversation can reveal comfort levels and intent. Notice, close proximity can indicate trust or intimacy, but also aggression depending on context. Step backs or leaning away, a subtle cue that someone may want more space. Light touch on the arm or shoulder can convey warmth or reassurance if culturally appropriate. Context is everything. One of the biggest mistakes people make when reading body language is interpreting a single gesture in isolation. Crossed arms don't always mean someone is closed off. They could simply be cold or comfortable that way. The key is to observe clusters of signals and changes in behavior over time. Ask yourself, is this their normal behavior, baseline? Are there multiple cues pointing to the same conclusion? Does the body language match their words and tone? Spotting. Incongruence. When body and words don't match, one of the most telling signs of dishonesty or discomfort is when someone's words say one thing, but their body says another. Example, someone says, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are slumped, eyes downcast and mouth tense. That mismatch suggests there's more beneath the surface. Socially intelligent individuals don't just take words at face value. They notice these incongruences and respond with empathy, curiosity, or caution. Sharpening your observation skills here are a few exercises to boost your body language reading skills. People watching. In a cafe, meeting, or public place, silently observe people. Try to guess their mood based on posture, expressions, and movement. Mirror practice. Watch yourself speak in a mirror. Notice how your facial expressions and gestures support or contradict your words. TV with the sound off. Watch a movie or show without sound and guess the emotions and relationships of the characters based on body language alone. The power of awareness. The more aware you become of body language, the more attuned you'll be to the emotions and intentions of those around you. This awareness will allow you to connect faster, avoid misunderstandings, and even sense when someone is being insincere. But here's the secret. This chapter isn't just about reading body language. It's also about being aware of your own. The way you stand, move, and look at others sends a message too. Social intelligence is a two-way street. When you use your body to communicate openness, warmth, and confidence, people naturally respond in kind. In the next chapter, we'll take your communication skills further by exploring one of the most overlooked superpowers in human connection, the art of listening. Get ready to discover how powerful it is to truly hear, not just what's said, but what's meant. Chapter 3. Mastering the art of listening. Most people believe they're good listeners, but in reality, few truly are. They may nod along, maintain eye contact, and wait for their turn to speak, but they aren't really listening. They're preparing their response, distracted by their own thoughts, or judging the speaker's words before they finish speaking. Socially intelligent individuals know that listening is more than hearing. It's about being fully present, tuning into the speaker's emotions and making them feel heard, understood, and valued. Mastering the art of listening is one of the most powerful tools you can develop to connect with others on a deep, authentic level. The 3 levels of listening. To become a master listener, you need to move beyond surface-level engagement. There are 3 levels of listening. Internal listening. At this level, your focus is on yourself. You hear what the other person is saying, but you're filtering it through your own thoughts, needs, and assumptions. You're mentally rehearsing your response, wondering how their story relates to your experience, or just waiting for your turn to talk. This is where most people operate by default. Focused listening. Here, you're paying close attention to the speaker's words. You're engaged and interested, but you're still primarily tuned into what's being said, not how it's being said or the emotional undertone. It's a step above passive listening, but it's still incomplete. Empathic listening. Active listening. This is the level where true social intelligence shines. You're fully present. You're not just hearing words. You're absorbing the speaker's tone, body language, emotions, and intentions. You're not thinking about how to respond. You're focused on understanding. And when you do respond, it's with empathy, validation, and curiosity. Why empathic listening builds influence. People are drawn to those who make them feel understood. When you listen empathically, You build trust quickly. You help people open up even when they're guarded. You diffuse tension and conflict with calm and compassion. You gain access to deeper information, often unspoken but deeply significant. When someone feels heard, they feel valued. That emotional connection is the foundation of lasting relationships, whether personal or professional. The skills of a master listener, to listen like a pro, you need to develop both awareness and intention. Here are the key skills. Presence. Listening starts with showing up mentally. Put down your phone. Stop thinking about your next task. Make the other person feel like they are the only one that matters in that moment. Tip. Make deliberate eye contact, lean in slightly, and eliminate distractions. Presence is felt, not announced. Silence. Silence is powerful. Let people finish their thoughts. Resist the urge to jump in with advice, opinions, or solutions. Often people aren't looking for answers, they just want to be heard. Tip. After someone speaks, pause briefly. This signals you're considering their words. It also gives space for deeper thoughts to emerge. Reflecting, repeating, or paraphrasing what someone said shows you're tracking and understanding them. Example. So what I'm hearing is that you felt overlooked in that meeting. Is that right? This not only confirms your understanding, but encourages the speaker to open up more. Validating, acknowledging someone's emotions, without judgment, is key to connection. Example. That sounds really frustrating. Or, it makes sense you'd feel that way. Validation doesn't mean you agree. It means you understand and respect their perspective. Asking open-ended questions. Great listeners encourage dialogue with thoughtful questions that show curiosity. Instead of, did that make you mad? Try, how did that make you feel? Open-ended. Questions lead to richer, more meaningful conversations. Pitfalls to avoid. Even well-meaning listeners can fall into these traps. Interrupting. Even if you're excited or want to relate, cutting someone off breaks their train of thought and can feel dismissive. Fixing too quickly. Jumping into solution mode can make people feel unheard or invalidated. Often, emotional support is more powerful than advice. Hijacking the conversation. Turning the focus to your own story too soon. That reminds me of when I can feel self-centered even if unintentional. Assuming instead of asking, don't guess what someone feels. Invite them to share. Listening in high-stakes moments, when emotions run high, during arguments, negotiations, or difficult feedback, listening becomes even more critical. In these moments, stay calm. Regulate your own emotions before responding. Focus on understanding, not defending. Repeat back what you heard. Clarify intentions. Acknowledge the other person's feelings, even if you disagree with their interpretation. This doesn't mean you don't speak up. It means you lead with listening, which gives your words more weight and credibility when you do speak. Becoming someone worth listening to. There's a funny paradox about listening. The better you become at it, the more people will listen to you. Why? Because they'll feel connected to you, they'll trust you. And when you do speak, your words will carry more impact, because they come from someone who understands before responding. Social intelligence isn't about dazzling people with your words. It's about creating space for others to be seen and heard, and then responding with purpose. In the next chapter, we'll build on this foundation by exploring how to decode emotional cues, the subtle signals that reveal what people are feeling often before they even realize it themselves. Chapter 4. Decoding emotional cues. Imagine being able to walk into any room and sense the mood instantly. Imagine picking up on subtle shifts in someone's tone or micro-expression and knowing exactly how they feel, even when they're trying to hide it. This is the hidden power of decoding emotional cues, a cornerstone of true social intelligence. Understanding emotions, your own and others, gives you insight into people's motives, fears, desires, and thoughts. It allows you to respond not to what they say, but to what they mean. What are emotional cues? Emotional cues are signals that reveal how someone is feeling. They can be facial expressions, vocal tone and inflection, posture and body movement, word choice and pacing, energy shifts and silence. These cues are often subtle and fleeting, but once you learn to recognize them, they'll unlock a deeper understanding of human behavior. Why most people miss the signals. The average person is so caught up in their own thoughts, reactions, and distractions that they barely notice what others are feeling. They hear the words, but they miss the emotional truth behind them. Socially intelligent people do the opposite. They listen with all their senses. They notice what's not said. They feel the shift in the room. They observe micro-signals that others ignore. The 6 universal emotions and their cues. Psychologist Paul Ekman identified 6 emotions that are universally expressed and recognized across cultures. Happiness. Smiling with the mouth and eyes. Genuine smiles engage the muscles around the eyes. Relaxed posture. Warm tone of voice, often higher in pitch. Engaged and open body language too. Sadness. Drooping upper eyelids. Downturned lips or a neutral mouth. Slouched posture. Quiet, flat, or slow voice. Fear. Wide eyes, raised eyebrows. Tense body, shrinking posture. Shaky or high-pitched voice. Rapid breathing. Anger. Furrowed brows. Clenched jaw. Pursed lips or flared nostrils. Loud, abrupt or sharp tone. Rigid or aggressive posture. Surprise, raised eyebrows. Open mouth. Sudden intake of breath. Freeze moment or sudden movement. Disgust, wrinkled nose, raised upper lip. Averting gaze or turning away. Short, abrupt vocal expressions. Understanding these baseline emotions helps you detect when someone is experiencing a strong reaction, even if they're trying to hide it. Spotting subtle emotional shifts, not all emotional cues are dramatic. In fact, many are quick flashes, micro-expressions, brief changes in tone, or slight body adjustments. These often appear when someone is trying to suppress a feeling or present a false front. Examples: a brief tightening around the eyes during a smile, suggesting it's forced. A flicker of anger or disgust when receiving criticism. A too long pause before answering a sensitive question. These moments tell you what's really happening beneath the surface. Emotional baseline and context. Decode emotions accurately. You must first understand the person's emotional baseline, how they normally behave when relaxed and comfortable. Once you know their baseline, any deviation stands out. Example: if someone is usually energetic and talkative and suddenly becomes quiet and reserved, something has shifted emotionally. If someone normally avoids eye contact but suddenly holds it intensely, pay attention. There's a message behind the behavior. Context also matters. The same cue can mean different things in different settings. Example: fidgeting may suggest anxiety during a job interview, but could mean excitement during a date. Silence during an argument may signal avoidance or emotional restraint and thoughtfulness. Empathy. The bridge to understanding emotions. Empathy isn't just about feeling for someone. It's about feeling with them. It's putting yourself in their emotional shoes, not just noticing their state but resonating with it. There are 2 forms: cognitive empathy, understanding what someone is feeling; emotional empathy, feeling it alongside them. Both are essential for decoding emotions and responding in a way that builds connection. How to strengthen your emotional radar. Observe without judgment. Don't rush to label someone's emotion. Stay curious. Ask yourself, what might they be feeling right now? Why? Listen for tone and pacing. People often say more with how they speak than with what they say. Is their voice tense, hesitant, rushed, or unusually quiet? Track congruence. Do their words match their body and tone? If they say, "I'm fine," but their shoulders are hunched and their smile is strained, they're likely not fine. Ask gentle questions. You seem a little off today. Want to talk about it? Just checking in. How are you feeling after that meeting? These questions show you notice the shift and care about the person's emotional state. Practice. Emotional labeling. When you sense an emotion, mentally label it. She seems frustrated. He sounds anxious. This builds emotional intelligence and helps guide your response. Responding to emotional cues. When you recognize an emotional cue, what you do next is what separates average communicators from socially intelligent ones. Here's a framework. Acknowledge. That sounds upsetting. Clarify. Can you tell me more about what happened? Validate. Anyone would feel overwhelmed in that situation. Support. I'm here if you want to talk or need anything. Responding with sensitivity creates a safe space for honesty and vulnerability. It turns casual conversations into meaningful connections. The gift of emotional awareness. Being able to decode emotional cues isn't about control or manipulation. It's about connection. It allows you to sense when someone needs support. Adjust your tone to match someone's emotional state. De-escalate tension before it explodes. Inspire trust and respect by showing you get people on a deep level. This emotional fluency makes you more persuasive, more compassionate, and more magnetic in every interaction. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to build instant rapport and trust using everything you've learned so far to form deeper, lasting connections with anyone you meet. Chapter 5. Building instant rapport and trust. You've just met someone new. Within seconds, a feeling begins to form. Do I like this person? Can I trust them? In social dynamics, first impressions matter, but what really transforms those moments into genuine connection is the art of building instant rapport and trust. Rapport is the invisible bridge that makes communication easy, authentic, and engaging. When you establish rapport, people feel comfortable around you. They open up, let their guard down, and are more likely to listen to your ideas and return your respect. But what makes this possible? And how do you build it fast without seeming fake? Let's dive in. The foundations of rapport. Rapport is built on 3 pillars. Mutual attention. You're both fully engaged in the interaction. Positivity. The interaction feels emotionally pleasant and respectful. Coordination. You're in sync physically and emotionally. Think of rapport like dancing. When both people are tuned in, the rhythm flows naturally. But if one person leads poorly or doesn't listen, it falls apart. The mirror effect. Match and reflect. One of the fastest ways to build rapport is through mirroring, subtly mimicking the other person's body posture, gestures, tone of voice, speaking pace, facial expressions. This isn't about copying someone robotically. It's about aligning your energy with theirs so you're on the same wavelength. For example, if someone is calm and speaks slowly, you'll feel more in sync if you also slow down. If they're enthusiastic and expressive, you can meet that energy with liveliness of your own. We're hardwired to trust those who are like us. Subtle mirroring taps into this instinct and signals, you're safe, you get me. The power of nonverbal cues. Research shows that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal. So if you want to build rapport quickly, your body language matters more than your words. Use these nonverbal techniques. Open posture. Avoid crossing your arms or turning away. Eye contact. Maintain gentle, steady eye contact. Too little can seem distant, too much aggressive. Genuine smile. A real smile involves your eyes and radiates warmth. Nodding. Subtle nods signal agreement and attentiveness. Leaning in slightly shows engagement without invading space. These cues build subconscious comfort and create emotional harmony. Speak their language. Everyone has a preferred communication style. Some are detailed and logical. Others are abstract and emotional. Some are fast-paced and spontaneous. Others are methodical and cautious. Social intelligence means adapting your style to connect with theirs. Ask yourself, do they focus on facts or feelings? Do they prefer big-picture ideas or step-by-step explanations? Are they direct or more indirect? By tuning in and adjusting your communication, you build trust because the interaction feels effortless and respectful. Show genuine interest. Nothing builds rapport faster than authentic curiosity. When someone feels you truly care about who they are, not just what they can do for you, they open up. Ask open-ended questions. What made you get into this line of work? What's something you're excited about right now? Follow up thoughtfully. If they mention their kids, ask about them next time. If they mention a goal, check in on their progress. Listen like they're the most interesting person in the room, because in that moment, they should be. Find common. Ground people naturally connect with those who share their interests, values, or experiences. The more similarities you uncover, the more rapport you build. You can reference shared hobbies, hometowns, or mutual acquaintances. Align on beliefs. I've always thought that too, so interesting you brought it up. Create shared experiences. Let's figure this out together. Even subtle points of connection, like liking the same type of music or disliking the same traffic, can spark warmth and trust. Use the golden echo technique. A powerful rapport tool is repeating keywords or phrases the other person uses. This shows you're listening and creates a psychological mirroring effect. Example, them. I've been overwhelmed at work lately. You. Sounds like work's really been overwhelming lately. What's been going on? This validation builds emotional resonance. People feel truly heard when their own words are reflected back. Be emotionally transparent. Vulnerability accelerates connection. When you share something authentic, like a struggle, insight, or mistake, you give others permission to do the same. This doesn't mean oversharing or trauma dumping. It means being real. For example, to be honest, I was nervous walking into this meeting too. I struggled with that as well. Here's how I worked through it. This kind of openness breaks down emotional barriers and builds rapid trust. Rapport. Across cultures, if you're interacting across cultures, building rapport requires cultural sensitivity. Pay attention to norms for eye contact and personal space, preferred communication styles, direct versus indirect, greetings and body language, humor and small talk expectations, respect and curiosity go a long way. A simple, "I'm still learning how to best connect in your culture, let me know if I get something wrong," shows humility and invites mutual understanding. Repairing broken rapport. Sometimes rapport gets disrupted. Someone feels unheard, offended, or disconnected. Here's how to repair it. Acknowledge the tension. It feels like something shifted. Did I say something wrong? Apologize if needed. Sincerity matters more than perfection. Rebuild trust. Re-engage with active listening, empathy, and openness. The willingness to repair rapport shows emotional maturity and often makes the relationship stronger than before. Final thought. The connection multiplier. When you build rapport, you multiply every other skill in your social toolbox. Your words are received better. Your influence increases, your relationships deepen. But remember, rapport isn't manipulation, it's alignment. It's showing others that you're a safe, curious, and open person who values connection. And that's magnetic. In the next chapter, we'll explore how to navigate difficult conversations with emotional grace and confidence, turning potential conflicts into moments of growth and understanding. Chapter 6. Navigating difficult conversations. Let's face it, difficult conversations are inevitable. Whether it's giving honest feedback, addressing conflict, setting boundaries, or resolving misunderstandings, these interactions often stir up anxiety, fear, and emotional tension. But with strong social intelligence, these tough moments can become powerful opportunities for clarity, trust, and growth. This chapter will show you how to handle difficult conversations with confidence, emotional balance, and respect, turning discomfort into connection. Why we avoid difficult talks. People often sidestep difficult conversations because of fear of conflict or rejection, concern about hurting feelings, uncertainty about the outcome, a desire to maintain harmony even. If it's false, but avoiding hard conversations often makes things worse. Resentment builds, misunderstandings fester, opportunities for growth are missed. Socially intelligent individuals learn to lean into discomfort, not recklessly, but with emotional skill. The golden mindset, curiosity over combat. The key to handling difficult conversations well is shifting from judgment to curiosity. Instead of asking, "How can I prove I'm right?" ask, "What can I learn about their perspective?" This mindset lowers defensiveness and opens the door to meaningful dialogue. Approach the conversation not as a fight, but as a chance to understand, clarify, and connect. Prepare, don't script. Preparation builds confidence, but over-rehearsing can make you sound robotic or defensive. Instead of scripting the entire talk, prepare by clarifying your purpose. Why are you having this conversation? Identifying your emotions. Are you frustrated, hurt, anxious? Focusing on facts. What actually happened versus your assumptions. Considering their viewpoint, how might they feel or perceive the situation? When you walk in with clarity and emotional awareness, you're less likely to be hijacked by stress. Start with safety. Set the stage for trust by beginning with calm, respectful language. For example, I wanted to talk about something that's been on my mind. Not to blame anyone, but to understand each other better. Can we chat about something important? I care about our relationship and want to make sure we're aligned. Opening. With emotional safety helps reduce defensiveness and invites cooperation. Use I statements, not you. Accusations. Nothing triggers defensiveness faster than starting sentences with "you always" or "you never." Instead, use I statements to take ownership of your experience. I felt overlooked in the meeting and I wanted to share that. I noticed some tension earlier and I wanted to check in about it. This shifts the focus from blame to sharing, allowing the other person to respond without feeling attacked. Listen to understand, not to win active. Listening is your secret weapon. During difficult conversations, let the other person speak fully before responding. Reflect back what you hear. So you're saying you felt excluded when I made that decision? Ask clarifying questions. Can you help me understand what that felt like for you? This approach shows respect and creates a sense of partnership, not opposition. Embrace the pause. Difficult conversations can become emotionally charged. Don't rush. Use silence as a tool. If you feel triggered, pause and breathe before reacting. If the conversation gets heated, suggest a break. Let's take 5 minutes and come back with fresh heads. Give space for emotions. Take your time. I'm here to understand. Emotional regulation is a hallmark of social intelligence. The calmer you stay, the more influence you have. Find common ground. Even in disagreement, there are shared interests. Maybe you both want to improve communication, protect the relationship, or solve a recurring issue. Use language like, I think we both care about making this work. Let's figure out how to do that. I get that we see it differently, but I believe there's something we can agree on. Seeking mutual understanding shifts the tone from me versus you to us versus the problem. Stay solution-focused. Rather than endlessly rehashing the past, move toward collaborative resolution. What would a better approach look like going forward? How can we avoid this next time? What do you need from me to feel supported? This shows maturity and leadership, and it keeps the relationship future-focused. Boundaries. Respectful, not rigid. Sometimes, the hardest conversations involve saying no, protecting your time, or asserting your needs. Effective boundaries. Sound like, I care about you, but I'm not available to take on that responsibility right now. I'd be happy to help if we can clarify expectations first. That topic feels personal. Can we move on? Social intelligence means setting boundaries without guilt or aggression. It's not about pushing people away. It's about creating healthy space. When emotions run high, despite your best efforts, sometimes people react with anger, tears, or withdrawal. Here's how to respond. Stay calm. Your regulation influences theirs. Acknowledge emotions. I can see this is upsetting. That makes sense. Don't take it personally. Their reaction reflects their world, not your worth. Offer a lifeline. We can pause if this is too much right now. It's okay if emotions surface. What matters is creating a container for them, not shutting them down. Repairing after rupture. Not all conversations go smoothly. If things go sideways, reach out afterward. I've been thinking about our talk. I care about how we left things. Own your part. I got defensive and I'm sorry for how that came across. Reconnect. Can we try again? I want to understand you better. True connection isn't about avoiding conflict. It's about handling it with integrity. Final thought. Conflict is a doorway. Difficult conversations don't break relationships. Avoiding them does. When you show up with openness, empathy, and courage, you build trust, even through disagreement. Think of each hard conversation as a doorway, scary to open, but often leading to deeper understanding, healthier dynamics, and stronger connection. Chapter 7. Mastering Group Dynamics. While one-on-one interactions are important, real-world success often depends on your ability to navigate groups, teams, meetings, parties, and social circles. Group dynamics are layered with unspoken rules, shifting hierarchies, alliances, and subtle energy exchanges. To truly master social intelligence, you must understand how to read the room, find your role, influence group flow, and elevate collective experiences. This chapter equips you to do just that. What are group dynamics? Group dynamics refer to the behavioral and psychological processes that occur when people interact in a group. This includes leadership and followership roles, alliances and cliques, conformity and rebellion, groupthink and conflict, influence and persuasion. Pattern strong group awareness helps you avoid missteps, steer conversations, and become a person others gravitate toward. Step 1. Read the room. Without saying a word before speaking, observe who's talking the most, who's being listened to, who's quiet and why. Where does the energy flow toward one person or scattered? Who holds influence based on title, knowledge, or charisma? Train your eyes and ears to catch. Body language clusters. Who's facing whom? Tone shifts. Does someone go silent when another speaks? Inside jokes or shared references indicates close ties. The socially intelligent person doesn't just walk into a room, they tune in like a radar tower. Step 2. Know the E. Unspoken roles. Every group has invisible roles. These may include the leader, guides direction or holds power. The influencer, gains buy-in from others. The connector, bridges gaps and smooths tension. The challenger, voices dissent or plays devil's advocate. The follower, observes and aligns with majority views. The outsider, present but emotionally or socially removed. Sometimes roles shift based on context. Be flexible. Know when to lead, support, question, or simply listen. Step 3. Find your best role. You don't have to dominate a group to have influence. Sometimes your greatest power is in knowing when to stay quiet, ask a question, or amplify others. Questions to ask yourself. What does this group need most right now? Leadership, empathy, clarity. What energy is missing that I can bring? How can I support others while also contributing meaningfully? Your social intelligence is revealed not by grabbing the spotlight, but by balancing visibility with impact. Step 4. Speak to the group. Mind groups often act as a collective organism. Rather than thinking independently, people adapt to the group's mood, energy, and dominant voices. To influence group behavior, reflect what you observe. It feels like we're all a bit uncertain. Does anyone else sense that? Validate shared concerns. I think we're all trying to find a way forward that works for everyone. Propose aligned action. What if we take 5 minutes to brainstorm solutions together? Social intelligence means reading the emotional current and helping steer it toward clarity and cohesion. Step 5. Handle group tension with grace. When conflict arises in a group setting, tension, interruptions, or disagreement, don't escalate. Instead, stay calm and neutral. Let's hear both sides before deciding. Protect the group's focus. We're drifting. How can we come back to the main goal? Acknowledge, then redirect. I see you're passionate about this. Let's explore a productive way to address it. Being a stabilizer in volatile moments earns respect and positions you as a trusted presence. Step 6. Build psychological safety. Psychological safety is the shared belief that people can speak up without fear of embarrassment, punishment, or exclusion. It's a key ingredient of high-performing teams and healthy groups. To create it, encourage input. What are your thoughts? I haven't heard from you yet. Appreciate risk-taking. Thanks for bringing that up. It's not easy. Normalize. Mistakes. We're all figuring this out together. When people feel safe, they open up. And when they open up, connection and collaboration thrive. Step 7. Expand your influence quietly. In groups, influence isn't always loud or dominant. It can be offering thoughtful summaries. So we've identified 3 key challenges. Here, they are: asking meaningful questions. What does success look like for all of us? Advocating for others. That's a great point. Let's build on it. The socially intelligent person doesn't just talk, they facilitate, align, and elevate. Step 8. Recognize group traps. Some group dynamics can turn toxic. Watch for groupthink. Everyone agrees too quickly, silencing dissent. Power imbalances. A few dominate, others shrink cliques and exclusion. Inside jokes, favoritism, or private side chats. Disengagement. People tune out or avoid contributing. When you notice these, gently disrupt the pattern. I'd love to hear a different perspective. Let's make sure everyone has a chance to weigh in. I noticed we're all quiet. What's not being said? The goal isn't control, it's conscious collaboration. Step 9. Be a social chameleon. Not a pretender. Adaptation is a sign of emotional maturity, not manipulation. Being a social chameleon means you shift your energy to match the room, tailor your language to your audience. Know when to step up or step back. Help people feel seen, heard, and included, but don't lose your authenticity in the process. You're not pretending, you're attuning. Final thought. Groups multiply your power. When you master group dynamics, you don't just survive crowds, you lead them, inspire them, and amplify everyone's potential. Whether it's a brainstorming session, a dinner party, or a virtual team call, your presence can shape the outcome. The question is, will you blend in, or will you elevate the room? Chapter 8. The Art of Ethical Persuasion. Persuasion isn't about manipulation, it's about alignment. When done with integrity, persuasion creates mutual benefit, drives positive change, and builds trust. At its best, it's the ability to plant ideas, shift perspectives, and inspire action, all while respecting the other person's autonomy. This chapter teaches you how to become persuasive without being pushy, influential without being controlling, and magnetic without being fake. What ethical persuasion looks like. Ethical persuasion is the skillful use of communication to motivate behavior, shape decisions, and convey ideas without coercion or deceit. Key principles include clarity of intent. You know what you want and why. Respect for autonomy. You honor people's right to choose. Transparency. You're honest about your goals. Empathy. You understand what matters to others. This isn't about winning arguments. It's about enrolling others in a vision that aligns with their values and interests. Step 1. Establish credibility. Ethos. People don't just listen to what you say, they respond to who you are. To increase your persuasive power, demonstrate competence. Know your stuff. Show character. Be honest, consistent, and fair. Build connection. Create emotional rapport. First, credibility creates trust, and trust is the bridge that carries your message. Step 2. Speak to emotions, pathos. Facts. Make people think. Emotions make them act. Whether you're pitching an idea, leading a team, or resolving a conflict, remember, People are driven by feelings: fear, pride, hope, desire, guilt, love. To engage emotions, tell stories, not just statistics. Use vivid, sensory language. Ask questions that spark reflection. Mirror the emotional tone of your audience. Emotion is the engine. Logic is the steering wheel. Use both. Step 3. Use logic with impact. Logos. Persuasion must make sense. Structure your ideas clearly. Start with the why this matters. Present evidence, data, examples, analogies. Highlight benefits, what they gain or avoid. Address objections. Show you've considered alternatives. Organize your thoughts with flow and clarity so your audience can follow your reasoning without effort. Step 4. Understand their motivations. Every person has invisible levers, needs, desires, fears that drive decision-making. Effective persuasion starts with listening. Ask yourself, what matters most to them right now? What do they stand to gain or lose? What's keeping them stuck? The more accurately you tune into their inner world, the more compelling your message becomes. Step 5. Use the language of influence. Words shape perception. Socially intelligent people use language that affirms. You're absolutely right. Let's build on that. Includes. We're in this together. Suggests rather than commands. What if we tried? Assumes agreement. When we move forward with this, we'll avoid over-explaining defensiveness. Absolutes. Always. Never. Instead, speak with confidence, warmth, and clarity. Step 6. Master timing and delivery. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's when and how you say it. Don't pitch. When emotions are high, wait for calm. Choose the right setting, private versus public. Match tone to context, humorous, serious, empathetic. Use strategic pauses. Silence creates tension and attention. Great persuaders are not fast talkers. They are attuned communicators. Step 7. Create win-win outcomes. People are more likely to say yes when they feel they're not being cornered. Ask, what would a win look like for both of us? How can I support your goals while reaching mine? The goal is alignment, not dominance. Think like a partner, not a pusher. Step 8. Influence without authority. You don't need a title to have power. Influence comes from earning trust, offering value. Framing ideas in terms of shared goals. Use the 3 I's. Inform. Provide useful insights. Inspire. Make people feel capable. Invite. Ask for engagement, not obedience. You're not trying to control people. You're inviting them to choose wisely. Step 9. Handle resistance gracefully. Not everyone will agree with you, and that's okay. Resistance is a natural part of influence. When met with pushback, stay curious. Tell me more about your concern. Validate. I see where you're coming from. Adjust. Let's explore a version that works for both of us. Don't bulldoze. Redirect with grace. Step 10. Lead by example. Ultimately, your behavior is your strongest form of persuasion. When you walk your talk, keep your word. Show humility and empathy. Celebrate others' wins. People are drawn to you naturally. Influence becomes effortless. Final thought. Speak to the soul. The most powerful persuasion happens when your words resonate with people's deeper truths. When you speak from a place of integrity, clarity, and care, others feel it and follow your lead. True social intelligence means knowing how to shape hearts and minds ethically, inspiring change that sticks, not just compliance that fades. Chapter 9. Building long-term connections. That matter. Social intelligence isn't just about knowing what to say in the moment. It's about creating connections that last, relationships that deepen over time, and networks built on authenticity, not transaction. This chapter dives into the core principles and practices for nurturing lasting bonds. both personally and professionally. When you understand the psychology of connection, you build a support system that fuels success and emotional well-being. Why long-term connections matter in a fast-paced, digital-first world? It's easy to confuse interaction with connection, but real connection builds trust and loyalty, strengthens resilience during tough times, opens doors to new opportunities, creates a sense of belonging and purpose. Socially intelligent people don't just network, they nurture. The pillars of deep connection consistency relationships grow through regular, meaningful interactions. A single, powerful conversation can spark interest, but consistency builds depth. Vulnerability. Sharing your fears, mistakes, and emotions makes you human. When you show your authentic self, others feel safe to do the same. Empathy, long-term. Bonds are anchored in the ability to feel with others, not just for them. Show up when it matters, especially during difficult moments. Mutual value. Give and receive support without keeping score. Healthy relationships create a cycle of contribution, not obligation. Start by investing in people. The first step in building meaningful connections is a mindset shift. Focus on giving, not getting. Ways to invest. Offer encouragement, advice, or assistance without expecting anything. Remember small details, birthdays, goals, milestones. Check in regularly, especially when there's no need to. People remember how you made them feel, not what you said or did. Cultivating professional. Relationships' long-term professional success often hinges more on who you know than what you know. But shallow networking won't get you far. Instead, build a circle of trust. Be a connector. Introduce others who could help each other. Celebrate others' wins publicly. Follow up with genuine interest. Share valuable insights without promoting. Yourself professionals who elevate others naturally rise. How to maintain relationships. Over time, life gets busy, but lasting relationships don't survive on autopilot. You must water what you want to grow. Simple strategies. Schedule recurring catch-ups or check-ins. Send occasional voice notes or handwritten cards. Share content, articles, or books you know they'll enjoy. Be proactive during big life events, both good and bad. Even small acts of effort say, "I still care." Spotting the right people to keep close. Social intelligence includes discernment, knowing which connections nourish you versus drain you. Keep close those who encourage growth, offer emotional safety, speak truthfully, not flatteringly, respect your boundaries. Distance yourself from those who manipulate, guilt trip, or consistently take more than they give. Healthy relationships add energy to your life. Setting boundaries. Without guilt, lasting connections require clear, healthy boundaries. Here's how say no with respect, not apology. I'd love to help, but I don't have the bandwidth right now. Communicate limits early. I don't take work calls after 7 p.m. Don't explain excessively. Clarity is more powerful than justification. Boundaries protect your energy so you can show up fully in the relationships that matter. Turn acquaintances into allies to deepen a casual connection. Find common ground beyond surface-level topics. Express admiration for something they've done. Invite collaboration or ask for input. Share personal stories to increase emotional resonance. It takes intentional effort to turn a "Hey, how are you?" into "I've got your back." Relationships in the digital age. Technology helps us connect, but it can also dilute intimacy. Use digital tools to your advantage. Send thoughtful DMs, not just likes. Jump on quick video calls instead of endless messages. Personalize your communication. "I saw this and thought of you." But don't forget, real relationships grow best in real moments, even if virtual. Become a relationship architect. Strong connections rarely happen by accident. Like any structure, they require a foundation of trust, blueprints of shared values, maintenance through time and effort. Think of your social world like a garden. Tend it with care, and it will bloom for decades. Final thought. From connection. To community, social intelligence isn't just about building relationships, it's about creating belonging. Whether in friendships, workplaces, or networks, lasting connections are how we thrive, not just survive. As you become more intentional about your relationships, you'll realize the true wealth in life is the quality of your human connections. Next, Up will tie everything together in the conclusion, offering a final blueprint for mastering social intelligence in every arena of life. Conclusion. You've just journeyed through the heart of human interaction, uncovering the strategies, mindsets, and emotional tools that empower you to read people with precision and respond with purpose. In a world full of noise, true connection is a rare skill, and now you possess the blueprint to master it. Social intelligence isn't about charm, manipulation, or being the loudest voice in the room. It's about understanding people deeply, acting with intention, and creating space for trust, growth, and influence to flourish.